Next item, I said I would cover more on who FinCEN was. We outed them in the intel for blocking funds in the Treasury. And so I've pulled up a piece on who and what they are. And there's some rather interesting points on how they were created and when they were created in it. Now, FinCEN's director expressed its mission in November of 2013 as to, quote, to safeguard the financial system from illicit use, combat money laundering and promote national security, unquote. Really? National security means helping the clowns cover their own crimes up. That's what national security really means. And it says FinCEN serves as the US Financial Intelligence Unit and is one of 147 financial intelligence units making up the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units. It's a bit like Five Eyes on steroids. FinCEN's self-described motto is follow the money. Yes, you did. And then funneled it all to the Clinton Foundation. Oops. Now, the website states the primary motive of criminals is financial gain, and they leave financial trails as they try to launder the proceeds of crimes or attempt to spend their ill-gotten profits. And it's a network bringing people and information together by coordinating information sharing with law enforcement agencies, regulators and other partners in the financial industry. But they don't report on their own crimes, clearly not. Now, FinCEN was established by order of the Secretary of Treasury, Treasury Order numbered 105-08, on April the 25th, 1990. In May 1994, its mission was broadened. Sound familiar? Like the IRS was broadened when we did the history of the IRS, to include regulatory responsibilities. So they were going to regulate it. And in October 1994, the Treasury Department's precursor of FinCEN, the Office of Financial Enforcement, was merged with FinCEN. In other words, closed down. Again, eerily similar to what happened with the IRS, where they took over and merged, in other words, deleted the original Department of Revenue and replaced it with the IRS. Same thing. Office of Financial Enforcement was now became FinCEN. On September the 26th, 2002, after Title III of the Patriot Act was passed, Treasury Order 180-01 made it an official bureau in the Department of Treasury. In September 2012, the 2001 US Patriot Act required the Secretary of Treasury to create a secure network for the transmission of information to enforce the relevant regulations. In-house, in other words. FinCEN's regulations under Section 314A enable federal law enforcement agencies through FinCEN to reach out, listen closely, to more than 45,000 points of contact at more than 27,000 financial institutions to locate accounts and transactions of persons that may be involved in terrorist financing and or money laundering, all under the banner of national security. It allowed FinCEN to access all banks and accounts without warrant. This then allowed clowns to steal from the accounts with impunity and no oversight. This is why we have to read and pay attention to these bills that the government are putting out. July 2011, FinCEN added other value that substitutes for currency, quote unquote, other value that substitutes for currency, 2011. Remember when the trust was taken over? 2012. Connecting dots. To its definition of money services, businesses in preparation to adapt the respective rule of virtual currencies. In other words, proving FinCEN were linked with the CIA and NSA who created cryptocurrency. And we still have people thinking that's getting around the system. Well, they were using crypto to get around our system that was about to come in. On March 18, 2013, FinCEN issued a guidance regarding virtual currencies, according to which exchanges and administrators, but not users of convertible virtual currency, are considered money transmitters and must comply with rules to prevent money laundering, terrorist financing, and other forms of financial crime by record keeping, reporting, and registering with FinCEN. So to the people who still think crypto is getting around the system, there is where it fails in that line. Everyone that buys them is recorded by FinCEN, the CIA, and the NSA. Oops. One of the reports on FinCEN said its value is hard to gauge without publication of evidence. It does not disclose how many suspicious activity reports, the results of investigations, indictments, or its convictions, and no study exists to tally how many reports are filed on innocent people either. As said earlier, no oversight. FinCEN and money laundering laws have been criticised for being expensive and relatively ineffective, exactly, because they're not there to focus on money laundering, because money laundering is all being done by the elitist criminals, is why. While violating Fourth Amendment rights as an investigator may use FinCEN's government database system to investigate people instead of crimes. No shit, Sherlock. In February this year, it was reported Mary Daly, who is William Barr's oldest daughter, is to leave her position at the United States Deputy Attorney General's office for a FinCEN position. Did you know William Barr, the new Attorney General, was born in New York and born to a Jewish parent? Oops.